I've wanted 100,000 subscribers for so long, like obsessively long. I thought hitting that number would finally prove something, that I finally made it, that people would respect me, that maybe I'd finally respect more of myself. But recently, I think I realized something different, that the whole entire reason why I've wanted to hit 100,000 subscribers has been wrong this whole entire time. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. While I haven't hit 100,000 subscribers yet, I have been on top of the photography mountain, winning Photographer of the Year 3 years in a row. And after winning all of those awards, it's reshaped how I think about success altogether. And I want to talk about that today. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. If you're new here, my name is Shellda and I'm a 3-time award-winning photographer and a creator here in Austin, Texas. And lately, I've been thinking a lot about milestones and success and what they all mean together. And it's a ton, and I think we all have it all wrong. You see, for everybody here in the YouTube space, we're all chasing numbers, whether it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, maybe you're even on your million subscriber journey. But for me, the 100,000 subscribers has become this thing in my head that it's taken over for the last few years. Thinking about, having a plaque right here. Like I literally redesigned my whole entire studio and I thought about putting something right here. But then I thought, wait a minute, I'm actually going to save that space for when I get that plaque and it's going to go right there. But recently I've started realizing that I don't think I actually wanted what I thought I wanted. I think a lot of creators have this thought in our head that when we hit 100,000 subscribers, our life is going to change. It's almost like winning the lottery in a way, where when you win the lottery, maybe you become a millionaire. That it's true, your life is going to change forever. Maybe you can quit your job, maybe you can retire, maybe you can travel the world, whatever it is. But I think for us YouTubers and content creators, we have this number 100,000 as this like life-changing an event. And for a lot of people, it for sure will be life-changing. For me, that 100,000, I've imagined holding that plaque so many times, seeing my name engraved in it, people finally looking at me differently. And honestly, I think part of me really wanted fame. I wanted proof that I mattered to the world, proof that I was successful, and proof that all the years that I had spent creating content, from photos to videos to the books that I've written, that it actually meant something, like this big payoff at the end of it. And when you're stuck in that mindset, you start believing happiness lives at the destination. But this year, I won Photographer of the Year 3 years in a row. And then almost immediately the next day, I decided I don't want to do it anymore. And I was switching my niche. So let's talk about that today. But I think it's time to go to a new location first and we can go talk about it. I think one of the biggest things about this whole entire process is the thought that when I arrived somewhere, the thought that when I landed on stage and I got all of these awards, that meant I would have made it. That meant my whole journey would be completed, and that would have been the most satisfying moment through all of this. Because if I'm being honest, I think there was this part of me that thought, you know what, once I do this, once I get these awards, not the first award, the second award, but even the third award, that my life would change, that like people would see me. And they did. I had a lot of fans and I had a lot of people that reached out and were so happy and so excited for my success. But what I realized was a pivotal moment that I think all creators go through. You see, every creator, we're always pushing the goalpost forward without even knowing it. So even after winning that first award, was amazing. I won it. I was in Las Vegas. My name was on the biggest screen at the time in Las Vegas. But then it didn't stop there. I wanted more and I kept wanting more. And then it just kept going and going and going. And so as creators, we are always pushing that goalpost forward, even for small creators, right? I remember back to just dreaming of what it would like to see my subscribers go from 999 to that 1K mark on YouTube. And it was amazing. It was a little bit of a celebration. And then once I did that, I was like, okay, what about 2,000 and then 3,000? And then recently I hit 5,000. So each time we hit these milestones, we get excited about it and we want more and more and more. And so it made me realize that as creators, we're always trying to chase something. We always have this number that we're trying to hit, and we always have these metrics that we're going for. And so even though I stood on top of the photography mountain, I achieved the thing that I had dreamed about. Like I hit all of my goals. But now when I'm on the outside of that and I'm now working towards other goals, I keep thinking in the back of my mind of, oh, what my life's going to feel like once I get 100,000 subscribers. What's it going to be like when I finally get that YouTube plaque? And I've noticed the more that I think about that, honestly, the more it's getting me to get away from creating the original reason why I created in the first place. And I think here's what I'm learning as a creator now that I'm going through this process. You see, as a creator, I kept thinking that winning this award would change my life. I kept thinking that once I got this trophy, that my life would improve, that things would just be different. And now that I'm on this YouTube journey, I keep dreaming and almost fantasizing in a way of what it'll be like when I hit 100,000 subscribers. And yeah, it might be life-changing. I'll probably have more opportunities that will come from it. But what I've noticed though, is the more I think about that, the more I actually get away from wanting to create in the first place. And I just get so fixated on that goal and what that goal could potentially become. And it's the craziest thing. And I think what I've learned about this whole entire process so far is it's not about winning this award, it's about the journey. It's not about hitting 100,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers. It's about just enjoying the whole entire process. And you see, what this has taught me is once you finally hit the top of the mountain, you're standing up there, nothing else really matters at that point. Like, yeah, it's cool. You get to see the top of the mountain for a little bit, but at some point, you've got to look back at that journey to go back down the mountain. And so for any goal that we have, whether it's winning photography awards like I did, or now that it's going after a new goal of hitting 100,000 subscribers, one of the things that I want to keep true to myself is I want to just continue enjoying the journey of this. I want to continue to be true to myself and continue to be just a creator at heart, right? No matter what the numbers are always going to go up and down. But at the end of the day, I need to stay true to myself and just be a content creator. And I know for certain that I'm not alone in this. I've talked to a ton of other content creators out there, and I know there's a ton of other creators who get so fixated on hitting a number or hitting a subscriber goal that they start to change their content. They change who they are as a creator just so they can start chasing these trends. And for me, it's a daily reminder that I don't ever want to get to that spot. So I'm journaling and writing every single day to keep the core of who I am as a creator. All right, I think I've done enough rambling outside here in Austin, Texas. It's getting kind of warm out, so I think let's go back to the studio and wrap this video up. I'll see you there. Okay, now that we're home, I think all creators fall into this trap. We fall into the success trap where all we think about and all we talk about and think and create, and the whole reason why we create for a lot of people is we're tying so much self-worth into the numbers, the subscribers, the views, the followers, the comments. At some point, a lot of creators take all of that and that's what becomes their identity, and they almost get away from creating in the first place. And I think a lot of creators, myself included, we tell ourselves, I'll finally be happy when I hit this next milestone. But the scary part is when you finally reach it, you realize you're still you. You still have the same fears, the same insecurities, the same overthinking and pressure that you put on yourself, because accomplishments don't magically heal you. They just reveal whether your why was healthy to begin with. And don't get me wrong, like I'm still counting down the days and I'm still dreaming about what it would be like to hit 100,000 subscribers. But I think things where it's different now is I'm looking at it from a completely different lens. Not that I think it's going to completely change me, but I think because I love creating so much and I love storytelling, I love documenting this journey, I love looking back at editing and all the things I'm doing. Even in this video, I've already noticed some of my exposure and white balance has been off. So it's been really nice to be able to look at the journey and just enjoy every process of it and everything that I'm learning so far. And I love connecting with people who I think feel the same way that I do. And honestly, if I never hit 100,000 subscribers, that doesn't erase who I became trying, right? Like that whole entire journey of you going after something, you learn so much about yourself. And I think that's why I finally started to understand the journey was always the reward. It's not the plaque, it's not the fame, it's not unboxing this huge milestone of a plaque that says 100,000 on it. It's not the growth, it's the experience. It's the person that you became while chasing something difficult. And that will teach you so much about yourself and about life in general. And maybe that's the part we're supposed to care about all along, because eventually the awards will, again, they'll be on the wall, they'll be collecting dust. And at some point, that award will lose its mystique. But who you become, that stays with you forever. So if this resonates with you, drop a comment and let me know, what milestone have you been chasing lately? And more importantly, ask yourself why. All right, that's it for this one. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.